So a group of people created a map that shows where ice has been sighted in different cities in the US. I linked it in my bio, and basically if you see ice, you can submit a report, and there's moderators on the website that put the pins down on the map. So it's very useful for people that are trying to avoid ice. Please check the link out. I think it might be helpful. And if you see any ice sightings, you can use it to submit a report.
I've already covered once about them tracking ice raids in this country, but it's gotten to a point where it's becoming interesting, especially considering the violence that these anti-ice people are doing now. I'm going to link down below. There is an article from Los Angeles Times. It's actually going to be via Yahoo because Yahoo will have the full article, whereas you go to LA Times, you might not be able to read it all. But they're tracking the ice raids around LA via social media. And there are people that actually are running to where the ice raids are supposed to be happening at so they can protest them. Like I said, as violent as these ice riots, anti-ice riots are getting, this could start turning violent. Also, there's also a national page called People Over Papers, which track ICE going after these criminals. So you saw that at the beginning. I post that. It's like a 2 minute from TikTok. This is what's happening. Now I've got a couple of news stories, and in the first one, it's actually going to be talking about them tracking them at the end of it. But you're going to see what's actually happening now that ICE is going after all of these criminals in LA. So let's get these two clips out of the way.
Howdy, y'all. This is Paul, the Redneck Thinker. What we have here is a channel to communicate. I want you folks to be thinking by the time you leave my videos. Why? Because I'm tired of people talking via what other people tell them to think. So, watch my video and enjoy the chance to think for yourself.
Only on Fox 11, tracking ICE operations, our Matthew Seedorf spending the last 2 days following agents to spotlight how immigration enforcement is being carried out in our communities. It's an exclusive look at what tactics are being taken and how it's impacting Southern California.
He's running. Go, go, go. A first-hand look at ICE raids ramping up across Los Angeles as anti-ICE protests also consume the city. Fox 11 this week exclusively invited to follow along immigration enforcement operations.
I'm pretty familiar with this guy because my office worked the case where he delivered fentanyl.
The agents targeting people who they say are wanted non-U.S. citizens with criminal backgrounds, using days of research to stake out homes, workplaces, and more.
What happened? She ran in her house.
One suspect getting away from agents.
Pretty quiet.
Two others never showing up to the locations.
Buenos dias.
Then Thursday, ICE conducting what they call roving patrol consensual encounter apprehensions, asking people in El Monte where they're from. As for why or who they approach, agents on scene were unauthorized to answer our questions for TV.
Hey, let's find a spot so we can pat them down.
Do you know those guys?
Yeah.
What are they like?
For 2 years they're here working. They're good people. I don't want to know why they do that.
This man, determined to be a U.S. citizen, while others whose immigration status is unclear, ran from ICE agents and were apprehended on the street, handcuffed at work, and outside an apartment. Some nearby giving advice to those detained. What'd you tell them?
Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing.
Okay, gotcha, thank you. We witnessed 5 apprehensions Thursday and are waiting to learn if they had criminal records or not. Some anti-ICE protesters now following, confronting, and recording ICE agents.
Get out of here, terrorists!
As operations increase in LA and across the country.
All right, fast, Steve, fast.
Matthew Seedorf reporting, Fox 11 News.
There is a lot of fear in the community. These ICE raids are not just impacting families with undocumented loved ones. They're also taking a toll on many businesses.
Very slow, very, very slow. A lot of people are afraid to come into the store, afraid to go to Home Depot. I'm losing customer. I'm losing my own installer because they are afraid to do jobs to go certain area and being caught.
Abe, who asked us to protect his identity, owns a flooring company in the San Fernando Valley.
As you see, nobody's here. Nobody wants to spend money, and Latin community are very good spender, and nobody's out to do any shopping.
He says the fear sparked by mass deportations, targeted workplace ICE raids, and random stops is driving people into hiding. Abe says some of the Latino workers he knows are bracing for the worst.
Some of the workers are selling their cars, their tools, their furniture just to cash out before they get caught and lose everything.
Miedo, temor de que pues lo vayan a agarrar.
At Panaderia La Colmena in North Hollywood, owner Avenidad Vasquez says he's struggling to sell baked goods that would normally fly off the shelves. At the restaurant next door, not a single customer. At Home Depot, there are less day laborers in the parking lot.
Uno sale uno ya con temor y miedo, pues.
This worker says he's filled with anxiety that ICE could take him away at any moment, but he has no choice. He needs to work.
What is happening now is terrible. It is unprecedented, and it is a manufactured crisis that is causing fear throughout the community.
Immigration attorney Jose Osorio says even people with work permits and no criminal record, many of whom had their cases closed 10 to 15 years ago, are now receiving notices to appear in court for possible deportation. He says it's no surprise people are now afraid to go about their daily lives.
Businesses are being affected, as well as families, communities, graduation ceremonies. And when it comes to what we're seeing with the business community, is they are concerned. They are worried. They're saying, why is this happening? What's going on? And their workers are calling in. They're afraid to go to work. And rightly so.
Racial profiling is another big concern for many people in the Latino community. There have been reports of ICE detaining U.S. citizens. Reporting from North Hollywood, I'm Gina Silva, Fox 11 News.
Yes, I am well aware that there are some American citizens that are getting caught up in this, but here's why the American citizens are getting caught up in this. You have gotten these sanctuary areas that have allowed anybody and everybody, from terrorists to those that go after children to cartel members, you know, every vile individual in the world has come across this border, and they have done all kinds of despicable acts here in America. And now the Democrats are whining and moaning that we're going after them, and they're American citizens getting caught up in this. Well, you can thank the Democrat Party for that. If they had not created the sanctuary cities, if they had not been allowing all of these criminals across the border, because they're criminals once they cross that border, a lot of them are getting stolen identities, which means that's a felony. Anywhere you look at it, you're stolen, or identity theft is a felony, and they're committing it by using these identities. And then there's the drugs, human trafficking, and so many other crimes that are being committed by these folks. So, tracking law enforcement, you wonder why they're having to cover their face. Because if these people are tracking them, what are they going to do next as they find that they can't get them to stop? Seriously, what are they going to do next? So, we've got to start considering that at this point. Just my thoughts on this. This has been Paul, the Redneck Thinker. Y'all have a good day now. Bye. So, folks, that's the story that I wanted to bring you on this video. And I just wanted to say thank you again for coming by. Hit like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff if you don't mind. Help me out. So, y'all have a good day now. Bye.